Hi everyone, I'm recording from the Holy Land of Israel where I am on a trip, and I have to share with you this unbelievable story that I just heard from a soldier who tragically lost both of his legs from a booby trap in Gaza. And you just have to hear this so you can hear the facts firsthand, or secondhand you're hearing it, but I heard it firsthand. His name is Roey, 22 years old. He's an officer in the army, leading a unit of soldiers, and this is what he shared from a wheelchair to our group, and without shedding a single tear. His strength is absolutely unbelievable. But hear what the soldiers are dealing with and what UNRWA has created, so that we know the facts about how devastating of an organization this is, which they must be removed entirely, dismantled as an organization. His unit went into an UNRWA school filled with terrorists. They went into the school and they eliminated all of the terrorists. After they did that, there was a UNRWA clinic that was connected to it, which they were instructed not to bomb, because they were concerned that there may be hostages there. They weren't quite sure. And he, being on the ground there and being the officer leading the charge, had an uneasy feeling about the operation, about going into this clinic. So he told his guys that to stay back, and he only took as few as he could possibly get away with to go into this building. They went into the building, and they slowly dealt with everything they had to until they got to the top floor. And in order to clear an entire building, you have to get onto the roof as well. And what Hamas has often done, and this is in an UNRWA clinic, right? So in an UNRWA clinic, they have the stairs going to the roof, booby-trapped with a camera, so the terrorists can see everything that's going on. And the moment this officer who was leading his men stepped on those steps, they remotely detonated this booby trap, which of course exploded, ripping off his legs. Both of his arms were severely damaged as well. A bunch of his officers were there as well. Two of them who I also met, who each lost a foot and part of their leg. And a number of other officers who I did not meet, who also were injured in this devastating event. And this is, if I can use this word, typical of what the soldiers are dealing with. And this is the reason why Israel has officially said UNRWA will never be invited back to Israel or any areas that they control. They are part of the problem. If you're an organization that's going to be let terrorists work through you, then don't exist, because you become a part of the terrorism. What was most amazing is that here's this guy who was then asked, after he spoke to us, we asked him questions, and one gentleman asked him, well, what are your ambitions for the future? And he said without batting an eye that my ambition is to lead a beautiful life, to get married, to have a job, and lead a normal life. Now, you understand he doesn't have two legs, but he's going to lead a normal life. He still cares about all of his soldiers who are under him. They come to visit him. This is what Israel is dealing with every single day. And this is what the world needs to know. This is just one of numerous stories that I heard just in my 2 days here. And I plan to, God willing, I'll be hearing many more. And you can see how the good and the willingness of the good to do the most heroic of things in order to obliterate evil. Unfortunately, the world, large segments of the world, don't appreciate what these soldiers are doing on behalf of the entire West. And another soldier told me, we have to be clear that this is a war. It's not a war about Jews against Arabs. It's not a war about borders. This is not even a war about land. This is a war about good against evil. And every vestige of this evil that's removed from this earth, these soldiers are doing a great service, not only to Israel, not only to the Jewish people, but to all of humanity around the world. I'm standing right now outside of the Mount Hertzel cemetery, which I didn't go into with my group because I am a Kohen that doesn't go into cemeteries. And so I took a few moments here while I'm outside to share this with you. God bless the Israeli army. May this war end immediately, so that the casualties that they're suffering and the amount of families who are suffering because of this war, it stops. And may there be peace throughout the world.